Okay, we have our last example. We are going to apply the recursive and explicit formulas. So the number of people attending the annual Town International Food Festival has decreased 20% each year since the first year. Well, that's a bummer. Attendance is going down. How can the attendance for the first 5 years be modeled? So because the attendance is declining at a constant rate of 20%, a geometric sequence can model the trend. So let's write that in so we understand why we are able to use a geometric model. Okay, so there we go. Attendance is declining at a constant rate of 20%, so a geometric sequence can model the trend. So pause, write that sentence in, it's good to have in your notes. Okay, so to write a geometric sequence, we do need a common ratio. So let's find our common ratio. And our common ratio is going to be our decay factor. So the decay factor is 1 minus r, and r is going to be that percent as a decimal. So 1 minus 0.20 is equal to 0.80. So our common ratio is 0.8. So let's write a recursive formula. How about? So in our recursive formula, a sub n equals, we need our common ratio, 0.80 times the previous term, a sub n minus 1. And then we just have to say, we have to give people a starting point with a sub 1 equal to, and this is coming from our poster over here, we had 1,250 attendees the previous year, which was the first year. So now we're being asked, if the trend continues, what will the attendance be in 10 years? Well, if we keep using our recursive formula, we're going to have to find years 1 through 9 before we can find the 10th year. So you'd have to find the first, the second, the third, the fourth. Honestly, that's a pain. So we're going to use the explicit formula. Explicit will let us jump right to year 10. We do need to write out our explicit formula first. So because they want the 10th year, the explicit formula is the more appropriate one to use. Remember, that's a sub n equals the first term times your common ratio raised to the n minus 1 power. So our formula is a sub n equals the first term over here we said was 1250 times our 0.80 raised to the 10 minus 1 power. No, not 10, I'm sorry. We're just writing the formula, so it's the n minus 1 power. Okay, now we can use this formula to answer the question. They said, if the trend continues, what will the attendance be in 10 years? So in 10 years is when n equals 10. So we want to find a sub 10. We're just going to plug in that 1250 times 0.80 raised to the 10 minus 1 power. That 10 minus 1 is 9, so 0.80 raised to the 9th power. Then we grab our calculator and we use all those parentheses, and we should get 167.77. So to answer the question, put it back in the context of what we were doing, the attendance in 10 years will be about 160. Now we are going to do some rounding here because I'm not going to say 0.7 people. So we'll just round that up to 168 people. And that's what we said about 168 people because we did do a little bit of rounding.